Is death truly the end? For centuries, this question has haunted humanity. Now, a wealth of scientific experiments suggests an extraordinary answer. Our consciousness may live on, reborn in new bodies. These studies have uncovered children speaking languages they never learned, birthmarks matching wounds from past lives, and memories that defy explanation. Reincarnation, the idea that our souls or consciousness can be reborn into new bodies after death, has been part of human belief for thousands of years. It's a cornerstone of many Eastern religions and has fascinated Western thinkers for generations. But in recent decades, serious scientists have put this ancient concept to the test. Their results are nothing short of astonishing. Let's explore the 10 most remarkable experiments that might challenge everything you thought you knew about life and death. 1. The children who remember. Dr. Ian Stevenson's work at the University of Virginia stands as a cornerstone in reincarnation research. For over 40 years, he meticulously documented over 3,000 cases of children who seemed to recall past lives. His method was rigorous and unbiased. In one famous case, a young boy in Lebanon insisted he was a grown man from another village. At just 3 years old, he correctly named people from that village and described his previous home in detail. When taken there, he led the way to his former house and identified personal objects with 93% accuracy. Stevenson's vast collection of cases revealed intriguing patterns. Children typically began speaking about past lives between ages 2 and 4, with memories fading around age 7. Many had birthmarks or birth defects corresponding to fatal wounds in their claimed past life. They often displayed behaviors, phobias, or skills related to their previous identity. This experiment's sheer scale and consistency make it hard to dismiss. While critics argue for other explanations, the volume of evidence Stevenson gathered remains compelling, suggesting that some part of us might indeed carry on after death. 2. The forgotten tongue. Imagine suddenly speaking a language you've never learned. It sounds impossible, yet cases of xenoglossy, the ability to speak an unknown language, challenge our understanding of memory and consciousness. Dr. Maurice Netherton documented a case that left language experts baffled. Under hypnosis, his patient began speaking ancient Chinese. When recordings were played to experts, they confirmed it was an archaic form of Chinese no longer spoken. The patient had no prior exposure to the language. In another striking instance, a young German woman named Iris Farxadi suddenly began speaking and behaving as if she were an elderly Spanish woman named Lucia. She spoke fluent Spanish, a language she had never learned, and provided detailed information about early 20th century Madrid that was later verified. These cases of xenoglossy pose a profound question. If we haven't learned these languages in our current lives, where does this knowledge come from? The reincarnation hypothesis offers a tantalizing explanation. 3. Life after clinical death. Can consciousness exist when the brain shows no activity? Dr. Pim van Lommel's study on near-death experiences, NDEs, suggests it might. Published in the respected medical journal The Lancet, his research followed 344 cardiac arrest patients. 18% reported vivid experiences while clinically dead, their brains showing no activity. Patients accurately described events during their resuscitation, which they couldn't have seen or heard while unconscious. Some reported meeting deceased relatives, including ones they didn't know had died. These experiences were consistent across cultures and religions and often led to profound, lasting life changes. Van Lommel's conclusion challenges our understanding of consciousness. He suggests it might be non-local, existing beyond our physical bodies. This aligns with theories of reincarnation, hinting that our essence could survive bodily death. 4. Memories across lifetimes. Past life regression therapy has long been controversial, but when Dr. Helen Wambach applied scientific rigor to this technique, the results were stunning. She regressed 138 people to past lives, asking specific questions about daily life in different historical periods. The findings were remarkably consistent with historical records. The distribution of reported social classes matched historical data. Subjects accurately described clothing, footwear, and food for specific time periods. Even the ratio of male to female lives reported aligned with historical population estimates. While skeptics argue these could be products of imagination, the consistency and historical accuracy across thousands of cases are difficult to explain away. It's as if these individuals were tapping into a collective memory of past eras. 5. The marks we carry. Can the scars of past lives be etched on our skin? Dr. Jim Tucker, continuing Ian Stevenson's work at the University of Virginia, has found compelling evidence suggesting they can. He's documented numerous cases where children's birthmarks or birth defects correspond to fatal wounds or injuries in their claimed past life. In one case, a boy in Turkey had a malformed ear and underdeveloped facial tissues. He remembered being shot in the face in his past life. The family of the deceased man confirmed he had died from a gunshot wound to the same side of his face. These physical marks, corresponding to memories of past life traumas, offer tangible evidence that challenges our understanding of how traits are passed between generations. It suggests that more than just genes might be carried forward from one life to the next. 6. The fears we can't explain. Why are some people terrified of water despite never having a traumatic experience? Or why do others have an inexplicable fear of heights? Dr. Brian Weiss, a psychiatrist and past life regression therapist, has found that these mysterious phobias might be echoes from previous lives. In his practice, Dr. Weiss has documented numerous cases where patients overcame lifelong phobias after recalling traumatic deaths in past life regressions. One woman with an intense fear of water recalled drowning in a past life. After the session, her aquaphobia vanished. The specificity of these memories and the rapid, lasting changes observed in many patients challenge conventional psychological explanations. It suggests that our deepest fears might have roots that extend beyond our current lifetime. 7. The bond beyond DNA. Identical twins, despite sharing the same DNA and environment, can have strikingly different personalities. Dr. Peter Ramster's study on twins separated at birth offers a fascinating perspective on this puzzle. Ramster found that in many cases, separated twins had developed similar traits, habits, and even phobias, despite growing up in different environments. In one remarkable case, both twins had an inexplicable fear of masks, a fear traced back to a shared past life experience through regression therapy. This research suggests that while genetics and environment play crucial roles in shaping who we are, there might be another factor at play: the influence of past life experiences. It hints at a connection between souls that transcends biological ties. 8. The wisdom of young souls. Child prodigies have long puzzled scientists. These extraordinary children display skills and knowledge far beyond their years, often in fields they've had no exposure to. The case of Cameron Macaulay, a young boy from Glasgow, offers a striking example. From the age of 2, Cameron spoke about his other family on the island of Barra, a place he'd never visited. He provided detailed descriptions of the island, the house he lived in, and his past life family. When taken to Barra, he correctly identified features of the island and the house he claimed to have lived in. Cases like Cameron's, where specific verifiable details are provided about places and people unknown to the child, challenge conventional explanations of prodigious abilities. They suggest that some knowledge might be carried over from previous existences. 9. The memory in our cells. Can memories persist in our bodies at a cellular level, even after death? The phenomenon of cellular memory in organ transplant recipients offers a startling possibility. Dr. Paul Pearsall collected over 140 cases of transplant recipients who experienced personality changes reflecting their donors' characteristics. One of the most striking cases involved an 8-year-old girl who received a heart from a murdered 10-year-old. After the transplant, she began having vivid nightmares about her donor's murder. The details she provided were so specific that they helped police solve the crime. While mainstream medicine attributes personality changes post-transplant to medication or psychological factors, the specificity and volume of cases documented by Pearsall and others suggest there might be more to cellular memory than we currently understand. It raises the possibility that some essence of who we are might be carried in every cell of our bodies. 10. The demographic detective. Dr. Helen Wambach's groundbreaking study on past life memories shook the foundations of reincarnation research. Initially skeptical, Dr. Wambach set out to disprove reincarnation. Instead, her findings offered compelling evidence for its existence. In the 1960s and 70s, long before the internet age, Dr. Wambach interviewed thousands of subjects about their past life memories. What she discovered was astonishing. The proportions of people who remembered being upper, middle, or lower class in specific historical periods matched known population demographics for those times. This correlation was far too precise to be mere coincidence, but it wasn't just broad demographic data that aligned. Subjects recalled incredibly specific details from their past lives, details so obscure they seemed impossible to fabricate. For instance, many accurately described the number of tines on forks used in different historical periods. In an era before easy access to such information, these precise recollections defied conventional explanation. Dr. Wambach's work suggests that our souls might carry an imprint of past experiences, preserving not just personal memories, but also a snapshot of the societies we once inhabited. Her research offers a tantalizing glimpse into the possibility that our current lives are just one chapter in a much longer story. 11. The Journey to Forgotten Lives. A BBC documentary from 1981 showcased one of the most evidential cases of past life memories ever recorded. 4 Australian women underwent past life regression and recalled lives in Europe. What sets this case apart is the rigorous verification process that followed. The researchers accompanied these women to Europe to corroborate their memories against historical records. While 2 cases proved difficult to verify conclusively, the other 2 provided extraordinary evidence. One woman remembered being a male medical student in Aberdeen around 1820. Researchers not only found records of this person at Aberdeen University, but also in the village where she claimed to have practiced medicine. Although the doctor's surgery no longer existed, houses further down the street matched her description perfectly, but as mirror images, a detail she couldn't have known. An expert on Aberdeen University's architectural history, possessing knowledge unavailable to the public, quizzed her on the bygone layout of the university buildings. Her responses were so accurate that they convinced even this skeptical expert of the authenticity of her memories. The most remarkable case involved a rural Australian woman who recalled a past life near Glastonbury around 1720. She correctly named villages in the area, using their historical names rather than modern ones. She even accurately identified the local lord as Mackenzie, an unusual name for that region and era. Under hypnosis, she described and drew markings on stones in her past life home, which she believed were writing, but actually turned out to be erosion patterns. When researchers located the house she described, now used as a chicken shed, they found stones with markings strikingly similar to her drawings hidden under layers of debris. If you have made it this far, comment down below with the word 100% to confirm that you have received the knowledge from this video. For more interesting topics, make sure you watch the recommended video that you see on the screen right now. Thanks for watching.